Hi everyone, welcome to day 5 of Billericay Baptist Church's Week of Light. Hope you've been enjoying the week so far. I'm really excited to say that today we have an original poem for you, written and read by Jane Andrews. She's a Billericay girl, and I hope that you enjoy this poem and also that it makes you think about the light that you bring to this world. So take it away, Jane.
Hello, this story is called Monty the Beautiful Toad. Montgomery was an ugly toad with warts around his snout. He hated the way he looked so much, he hardly ventured out. But when he did his best to be generous and kind, giving selflessly to all, to friends and foes combined. Sometimes he'd give flowers or pen a cheery note, anything it took to keep his dearest ones afloat. Whenever they were down, he'd do his best to pick them up by offering them a listening ear or something in a cup. Then one day, as he foraged beneath a poolside rock, he bumped into a fairy. It gave him quite a shock. She was radiant and sparkly, and she said her name was Nuff. Her wings were made of rainbows, and her clothes looked just like fluff. Her eyes grew big like saucers as she looked him up and down. "What grace and beauty!" she cried out. "You really take the crown." Monty felt embarrassed and couldn't say a word. This really was the craziest thing that he had ever heard. He looked behind him thinking, "She can't possibly mean me." But all he saw was hedgerow and an ancient willow tree. "Please don't be scared," the fairy said, not wanting him to fear. "Come with me and you will see that all will become clear." She took him to a forest dell, and as he looked around, the place was full of fairies, in the air and on the ground. Fairy Nuff took Monty and led him to the middle. He didn't understand at all. It really was a riddle. The fairies gasped, exclaimed and cried, "Where did you find this treasure? His beauty is exquisite, a jewel beyond all measure." Monty was a tad perplexed and asked Nuff to explain. All this adoration was confusing to his brain. "Oh, you don't see like we do," said the fairy with a grin. "You see what's on the outside, we see what's within. You may see you as dowdy and not a pretty sight, but we see you as sparkly, all radiant and bright. Your love shines like a beacon, we can see it from afar. Your generous heart pulsates with light, just like a brilliant star. Your kindness is what we see, your loving, selfless ways. It's really irresistible. I've been following you for days." Monty was astounded and said, "How can this be?" "Oh, wait," exclaimed the fairy. "You need some help to see." She handed him some glasses and said, "Quick, put these on. We call them soul specs, and with them your blindness will be gone." With trepidation, Monty placed the specs over his eyes, and what he saw caused him to tumble backwards in surprise. His toady skin was glistening with many kinds of hues, with iridescent purples, oranges and blues. Light flew from his fingers, rainbows from his toes, and shiny streams of tiny stars were flowing from his nose. The vision made him giggle, his sides began to shake. Ecstatic joy erupted like a San Francisco quake. Monty wasn't ugly, the fairies made it plain. Never would he hide himself inside his house again. So, if you feel unlovely and have warts around your snout, don't hide yourself away in shame. Live from the inside out.
Oh, Jane, thank you so much for that poem. What a fantastic story. Everyone, I hope that you enjoyed that as much as I did as well. I wonder, who was your favourite character? Was it Monty? Was it Fairy Nuff? I think maybe mine was fair enough. I really loved how she helped Monty to see himself from the inside out. And I wonder if it's made you think about how yourself is seen, how your love and your kindness and your generosity shines out. I know certainly as a Christian, one of the things that I love about how God sees me is not how everybody else sees me, but he sees me, my goodness, my light, my joy, and how that shines out. Well, thank you for joining us today. And if you want to share this on social media, then we'd love it to go far and wide. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.